Tuesday. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Or is there an ad playing right now and I'm actually talking to nobody? That's very possible as well. So I'll just give it a hot second, let everybody chime in when things are ready. Oh my goodness, that sounds terrible. Lissa, hi Sarah, good to see you. And I saw that Kathy is here and Lissa's here and Marie is here. We're all already having a whole conversation about things. Temperatures, believe it or not, y'all, believe it or not, it's cold here in Florida. It's cold. Hi Lisa, good to see you. And I know it's not cold, like the Midwest is cold, or like New York is getting pummeled with snow cold. It's none of that. But the low was like mid-40s last night. And tonight, the low is supposed to be 37 degrees. In Florida, South Florida. Feels like home. Like, y'all, I'm in my favorite purple sweater. I brought this to go to Illinois in, not to wear in Florida, but alas, here we are. I've been in pants and a sweater all day, and it's all good. 22, you guys got 22 inches of snow? Was that all the one storm that blew through yesterday? Holy cow, Susan. My father-in-law was so entranced by the fact that that New York was getting a snowstorm, because at first he's like, he came home from work, he's like, New York is supposed to get 12 inches of snow, and I'm kind of sitting there like, so? Illinois has gotten 12 inches of snow, Minnesota gets 12 inches of snow. He goes, no, that doesn't happen in New York. I went, oh, okay, so that's a big deal. And we actually turned on the Weather Channel to look at New York's snowstorm. So did you get all of that yesterday, or was that an accumulation over a couple days? Either way, that is far too much snow. Ooh. And I'm sitting here going, guys, it's going to be 37 degrees in Florida tonight. Not a big deal at all. I apologize in advance if I have to stop and sneeze or something. My allergies have been whacked today, and I have no idea why, other than the fact that, like, heaven only knows what's been blown in. Hi, Rosie, good to see you. I don't know what's been blown in, but the wind here the last 24 plus hours, it was actually all day yesterday and all day today. I have never heard this amount of wind on a consistent basis for this period of time. Hey, Lindsay, good to see you. It's been mind-boggling. Like, all night last night, we did not need a sound machine because we had wind going. It's been ridiculous. So I'm wondering if the wind has stirred up some allergen or something. I have no idea, but if I have to sneeze, I apologize in advance. It's been a rough allergy day. But other than that, it's Tuesday. Hello and welcome, my friends. We got a lot to chat about tonight, and of course the floor is open for whatever it is you guys want to chat about tonight. So first, some highs and lows. Let me know what good things have happened to you this week, what things you might want to share with the community, and on the flip side, go ahead and share with us something that wasn't so great about your week, that maybe it's a struggle or something that you would like to share with the rest of us. I will start. Hi, day 2 of the 9-week challenge, feeling real good. And yeah, that's a high. Been working out, real sore in some places. My lats are sore. Hello. But feeling good. Christina, hi. I presume Alice is there with you. Hi, Alice. And my low, I don't know, other than the fact that it's going to be like 30 degrees in Florida, at least it's not snowing, so it's still a high. Alice is in the tub. Nice. And what else? I started my weight loss mode in the height of PMS, but I'm also not convinced that that's a low. I'm convinced that that's a high. So really I got nothing to complain about. Happy day. So let's see what's going on here. I had to walk in the snow that was up to my hips to get to my car to try and dig it out. Oh, no. Snowed Sunday and Monday. Mass transit shut down. The winds are 45 miles an hour. Whiteout conditions. Lived here 39 years. Crazy. Have you not seen this in the 39 years that you've lived here, Susan? Oh my gosh. The fact that I'm starting my new job tomorrow is a high. That is a huge high. That is a huge high. Congratulations. I am so excited for you. I'm so proud of you. You got a job. You did the thing. Happy day. Hi, started Lift 4 yesterday and bought a QB tonight. Sarah, yes. How did you like Lift 4? How did you like it? My mother-in-law started doing Lift 4 with me this week, and I threw her into the deep end because she's never done weightlifting, and especially not with Joel. And I started her on week 7 because that's the week that I'm on. And I'm like, I want to finish out the shred weeks are my favorite weeks. So I wanted to do them. So I was just like, you can use little to no weight, but let's do week 7. And she's been doing week 7. And so we did back and chest yesterday, which is why I can feel my lats. It's crazy. And then today was the quick and dirty leg workout, which was so quick that we're like, we still need to close our ring. So we did a yoga with Adrian video, and those have been an adventure. Let me tell you what. But it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. Gonna be 3 with a low of 12. Ew. Hi, Trisha. Good to see you. Happy Tuesday. I worked out every single day in January. That is awesome. I like Lift 4. Definitely first workout lying on the floor for most of it helped. Yep. Okay. Never a 2-day storm. The other storm was 27.5 inches in 1991. Wow. That is crazy. My low is snow. I can relate. Well, I can't relate this year, but in general. And my car being stuck and my arms hurting so much. I can see that. Hi, I kept a promise to myself. I have a monthly task I've been procrastinating on. Because I procrastinated for like 3 months, I knew it would take a whole day to do. On Sunday, I decided I would work on it for 2 hours a day until I was done. On Monday, at the end of the 2 hours, I stopped. Good for you, Marie. The story continues. Today I worked on it again without dread and again stopped after 2 hours. I'm actually looking forward to working on it again tomorrow. I think it'll be done. That's amazing. I am so proud of you. Oh my gosh. And that just proves the very simple philosophy. All you need to do to be able to get the things done, whatever the things is, the one rule that you can't break is you have to keep promises to yourself. And that's what I have done the last 2 days. And I'm done eating for the day. I was like, you know what? I'm going to have my dessert before I go live stream so I can close the kitchen early because I have to take advantage of the days that I can close the kitchen early, and because we usually eat pretty late here. So I did that. I had dessert, which was an Eat Me Guilt-Free brownie and 1 square of Ghirardelli caramel-filled chocolate, and I'm done. And I clocked in right in the middle of my range. So good, and I'm so happy. I'm so proud of myself because this is day 2 that I have done this easily. Very easily, and I'm very, very excited. And spoiler alert, from day 1 yesterday to day 2 today, I lost 0.8 already. And I'm feeling good about it. Now, granted, it could go spike tomorrow because, like I said, PMS. So heaven only knows what kind of crazy is happening here. But it doesn't matter. Regardless of what crazy is happening in here, I'm going to keep on keeping on. And I feel really good because I did all the things right. I stuck to my numbers. I did the workouts. I got the steps in. We meal prepped the healthy food. We've done all the things right. And I feel really good about it. Let's see. Nice to see you. We had a foot of snow, then sleet. Ooh, oh, gross, y'all, gross. Don't apologize for being long-winded, Marie. That's okay. I saw you got an award for most calories burned in a yoga workout. I did? Oh, because I got a, dude, the yoga workout today was a challenge. And like the reality is, so my mother-in-law and I were doing it together. Even though I am the more athletic of the two of us, I know, crazy, right? She kicks my tush at yoga for the simple fact that she can put weight on her hands. And so like she's doing all this stuff and I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, you're doing this better than me. Come on. Because she actually has the muscles required to do things like downward dog. My downward dogs, you guys, I kid you not, the adaptation I have come up with was elbows on the couch. So my head is still about the same level that it would be if my arms were on the ground, but I'm using the couch as leverage because I can rest on my elbows, but I can't rest on my hands. But I have got to say that even the simple things, I can't do the poses like the warrior pose where like you're standing on your feet all widespread and keeping balance. I can't do that. So I've been doing it on my knees, and I was doing like I don't know if it's the warrior pose. That's what I think it's called. But like I was doing kind of like a a runner's lunge type thing, right? And my right leg, the leg with the knee on the ground, was shaking so hard, trying to make sure I don't fall down. Like, it was a challenge. So I don't know. My thing didn't tell me I got an award, but I'm glad you told me that I got an award, Lindsay, because I didn't know that. But still do it. Don't get discouraged. I'm going to try. I was like, because here's the reality. If the simple workouts are this hard, it's obviously emphasizing a deficit that I have. And the only way I'm going to get rid of that deficit or even minimize that deficit is to work those things. Like the balance and the intricacies of this yoga stuff is helping me find little movements and things that I didn't even realize I couldn't do. And so I'm going to keep going because why the heck not? Why the heck not? I don't know. But it was hard. Marie, this is huge because normally I would work on it till finished, reinforcing my hate for working on it. I think that's a great choice, Marie. I love it. Oh, I didn't even see that you said that. That was before your story was over. Some of my blood work came back and the numbers, a few things aren't that great. And I've been sitting with these results, not knowing what it means, and it makes me slightly anxious. You can, without going into the deep dive of you're gonna die, you can Google the basic things of what different test results mean. I don't have to Google because I have Nurse Mom. So I just text my mom and be like, what does this mean? And she will tell me, which is super helpful to have. But since not everybody has Nurse Mom, you could at least look up what does this mean. I have also looked up a couple of different test results to be like, just someone tell me like, what does this range mean? And things like that. So you can, in fact, figure it out. Sorry, all the notifications I don't have turned off. Slack is not one of them, and I'm getting a message from something I wrote hours ago. Mom is chuckling. Of course she is. She was Dr. Mom to everybody, not just to the three of us. How is your cut going? Are you finding it difficult? Love, you're cutting out sugar-free crap and eating full fat. That's real life. Tell me about it. Oh, man. So, like I said, it's going well. It's only day 2. But it's going really well. I am here for it. And I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really good. And that's really all I can say. I am feeling very lucky, actually, that I'm literally PMSing at the very beginning. Like, I probably started PMSing a day or 2 before I even started. So I'm like, all right, I'm stuck with this. Great. But the fact that I have the motivation of like, this is new, this is exciting, I'm doing the thing to kind of outweigh that proves to me that I can do it while I'm PMSing. And like, I have had no craving issues. The only thing that I had to do, I made a swap tonight. We had, what did we have for dinner on Sunday or lunch on Sunday was ham and sweet potato casserole. Like the sweet potato casserole I keep talking about because I only get it like once a year. We made some to go with the ham. Why not? For a Sunday lunch. Kim, hello. And so we have leftovers. And of course, there's this whole section of leftovers that has nuts in it that the only 2 people that are going to eat it are me and my mother-in-law. And my mother-in-law and I are the 2 people that started to cut this week. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to swap out my roasted potatoes for a little cup of the sweet potato casserole. So I added some extra calories to my day that were unplanned because of that. And so I had to look at my options for my desserts afterwards. And I'm like, what do I want? And I was going to have like a 300 calorie bowl of mini M&M covered popcorn. Super delicious, by the way. But then I was like, or I could have an Eat Me Go Free brownie and 1 piece of real chocolate and kick my protein goal in the butt. And so I've got to my 140 grams of protein today. I'm like, you know what? I'll have the popcorn tomorrow. And I was able to make that choice and feel good about that choice because the popcorn will be there tomorrow. And that was really good. It was really, really good. Felt good. Another high. I hit 5 pounds down according to my Shapa this morning. Shapa. Very good. Do they not tell you what it means? Yeah, I was going to say, your doctor should tell you something. Yoga even hurts my wrists. Yeah, man. And I couldn't even tell you if it hurts my wrists because I can't push on my wrists to do it. I'll never know if it hurts my wrists or not. Hi, declutter. Low, boyfriend has to work overhauling snow out of our city. Oh, goodness gracious. But thankful for people like him who get you guys dug out of the snow, right? There's an app that gives me the results but no explanations, and I still haven't been able to speak to anyone about them. Ugh. Rosie, I'm trying to focus on progress, not perfection. 4 of 5 habits done, food tracked, but I'm going over. That's okay. What sort of thing can you do to make sure that you don't go too crazy over? Or what can you do to help prevent yourself from doing the same sort of thing tomorrow? I did see a little bit of your stories as I was cruising through some stories this morning. I think you had too much for breakfast or something, which is fine. Breakfast, y'all, if you're going to overindulge in any meal, I highly recommend it be breakfast. True story. And that is actually where did I read that? Oh, in The Power of When. Of all places, The Power of When was trying to dictate the size of your meals, and for a bear at least, but I think it makes sense for a lot of people. Not that I do this, and dinner is usually my biggest meal of the day, but it says breakfast should be your biggest meal, then lunch should be smaller than that, and dinner should be smaller than that still. It's easier on your body to sleep. You get more restorative sleep when you're not focused on digestion during the night. But so that's why I was like, well, if you're going to overdo something, overdo breakfast. Why not? Cat Cookie. You know, I'm going to tell you a story, my friend Cat Cookie. I had your name in my head earlier, and by the time I got to this thing, because I'm like, she's going to show up tonight, and I can't remember your name. I had it earlier, and I can't. Melody! Your name's Melody, right? Oh, please tell me I got it. I was like, I swear, I had your name earlier. I could see it in my brain. I have a photographic memory, so I could see your name pop up in the chat, and I remember making the choice to look at it and absorb it last week, and it just came back to me. Please tell me that that was accurate, or I'm just out of my mind. Yes, Melody, I got it. Woo! Happy day. Happy day. I feel a lot better. I felt really bad that I forgot your name. I was thinking about you before the chat even started. I swear to you. Hi, Alice. How's your body book doing? Guys, my sister called me yesterday to show me that Alice got a book all about the human body, and she's obsessed with the digestive system. It's hilarious and slightly disgusting, but she's 4. What do you want? My mom's an RN too, thank goodness. Bessie, you retracted your first message, so I don't know what your question is. So you need to re-say your question unless you've already done it and I haven't gotten there yet. But I see better balance or calories. I don't know. I don't know what the question is, though. I did Google it, and it's not helping things. All I really want to know is the 2 numbers are related to possible liver damage, and I have a minor understanding of the cholesterol thing. You can get through this with PMS. You're going to sail through this. Susan, I sure hope so. I feel like I'm going to. It's only day 2, but I only have like 63 days total. So, you know, I always seem to start diets on PMS week. It's some kind of talent or something, you know? I don't see that that's a bad thing. Now that I'm doing it, HDL is happy cholesterol. I love that, Marie. I love that. Happy cholesterol. But seeing a warning flag next to my HDL because it's too high is concerning. April, hey, good to see you. Glad you popped on tonight. My breakfast these last 2 days is amazing. I'm a little sad I can't have it again tomorrow. Too high in points and I don't have all the ingredients. Yeah. High point breakfast, maybe not every day of the week, but they're super fun every once in a while. Guys, today for my breakfast, I repurchased those Sandwich Brothers breakfast sandwiches that I used to eat all the time. We finally decided to repurchase them so my mother-in-law could try them. And that and a protein shake is the most perfect breakfast ever. Ever. The Fairlife Nutrition Shakes, which are 150 calories and 30 grams of protein, pair so nicely with that little pita sandwich thing. It made my heart so happy to have that in my life again. Oh my gosh. I sound like one of those TV psychics. I love Ezekiel bread toasted with avocado with everything bagel seasoning. So filling and so delish. I don't use plain avocado because I don't have the strength to like cut it or whatever. So I buy guacamole cups. And so I'll use guacamole on toast and then put everything bagel seasoning on it. I'm holding her book up for you. I hope so. Getting the results on a Sunday before a snowstorm was bad timing. I'm having mini naan, guacamole, black forest ham, and everything bagel seasoning and fresh tomato. That sounds so good, Christina. That sounds amazing. Oh my gosh. That's a great way to remember HDL. Wednesday is a 26-point day. My new favorite breakfast is 13. Oh my goodness. Yeah, maybe not tomorrow then. And LDL is the lousy one. Lousy cholesterol, happy cholesterol, and lousy cholesterol. I love it. I love it. I love it. Aldi has the mini naan and I toasted it. Ooh, that sounds so good. We were just at Aldi yesterday. We bought a whole bunch of salad kits. We've been loving the salad kits. And now that I'm no longer in maintenance, on maintenance, I would eat the entire salad kit. Now I'm just eating half of a salad kit. And you know what? You throw 4 or 5 ounces of meat in there and that sucker is satisfying. And the Aldi ones are so good and so inexpensive. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. I shall never forget HDL and LDL. Marie, you're changing lives here. You're changing lives in the chat. That's me eating half the kit or a third of the kit. Yeah, they're good kits. They're real good kits. All right. So, things to chat about. I'm working on coaching stuff. Like, I'm making big strides in coaching stuff. I actually wrote out my waivers and my disclaimers, and I think I have them verbalized in a way that makes everybody happy. Makes everybody happy. By that, I mean my husband and the liability people. And so I have that done. I started programming in different coaching options that I'm going to have in my little magic scheduler doohickey. I'm a big girl now and had to get a Square account because I can't do subscriptions with PayPal. So I had to go get a Square account today. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is really happening. Like when I was on the Square website signing up for things is when I was like, ooh, this is actually going down. Like, I'm actually going to be coaching people soon. Oh my gosh. Dina, I go live every single Tuesday at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central Time. So right now, you caught me on the day that I do it. So that's super exciting. My goal, my dream, my desire is to launch in March. The only hesitation I have is the fact that we may or may not be going back to Minnesota during that time frame, and it's the whole not knowing thing that's making me go, oh, should I do that? I don't know. But in actuality, like the whole transition's only going to take like 3 or 4 days to get from here to not Illinois. We have to go to Illinois to Minnesota, where I live. There we go. Wow. That was hard. Apparently my brain is just like, no, you're not going there right now. So no. But I think I'm trying to use that as an excuse to delay launch even further. And I don't think that that's necessarily necessary. So my goal is to launch coaching in March. I'm this close. You keep forgetting that you live in Minnesota. Yeah. Apparently in a video, I talked about going home, but it was Illinois. Lissa called me out on it. She's like, you're not moving back to Illinois, are you? I'm like, no, we live in Minnesota. She goes, yeah, you say you're going home to Illinois in whatever the video was. I was like, oh, awesome. Cool. So apparently I'm just repressing the information that I live in Minnesota. I don't know. So I think that's the coaching update. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. But I just wanted to throw that out there, be like, I am working on it. It is actively happening. I am taking strides towards launching. Oh my goodness. Explain more if you don't mind what your coaching will entail. So here's what I know. I do not know. I know, Marie, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I remember that you live in Minnesota. I just apparently don't want to come back home. I don't know. So for coaching, this is a good question. Take all of this with the understanding that this is all going to be this is all subject to change. This is all subject to change. These are just the brainstorming things that are going through my mind right now as I'm putting things together. Here is what I know I'm going to offer thus far. Like my little beta launch that happened at the end of the year, I will have individual single coaching call options. One will be an hour-long video call, one will be a half-an-hour video call. You will have the option to just purchase these at your will, and I have a whole scheduling software that'll give you my availability, and you get to make the appointment, and it's a really, really cool scheduling program. But so you will be able to do that. The single coaching calls will be option A. I'm also thinking about and I'm open to feedback on this. I'm thinking about offering like a package of coaching calls. So for a slightly discounted price, you could get 4 half-an-hour calls or 4 hour-long calls, and you would pay the lump sum at once, and then you will have an entire year to make those 4 appointments whenever you want to make those 4 appointments. And so it'll just be a little bit of a discount. So that is another option I'm thinking of. And then the thing that I'm trying to really work out is I don't even know what to call it, but like the all access pass big deal monthly coaching package. And that is going to be my recurring subscription type thing, where it's you want to sign on, you want me to be your partner in goal getting, and you're ready to invest and do this thing. And some of the things that's going to entail, it will automatically include 2 hour-long calls with me monthly, so probably one every other week. And it'll include things like access to me through an app that has both voice and I think it sends voice, video, or text. So you'll have access to me through that app, of course, within reason. I'm not going to be accessible at 2 o'clock in the morning, but within work hours, I will be accessible to you, and only people who are my monthly, like hardcore subscribers will be the ones who have access to me on this app. If that opportunity blows up a little bit more, I might go to texting, but I haven't decided yet. So for now, I'm going to try this app, and then if things down the road really start to grow, I might switch to one of those apps that allow you to text people. So I'm going to include that. It'll include daily accountability, weekly action plans for your goals, whatever your goals may be. Now, keep in mind, I am doing not just nutrition coaching, but I will do any sort of like life coaching type thing as well, with the understanding that I have the book and the certificate to be a nutrition coach, and I have life experience to be a life coach, but no actual certification yet. That will come down the road depending on how this goes for me. If this is something that like people are obviously wanting, I'm going to continue my education and grow and learn and be the best coach that I can possibly be. And so that's kind of where I'm at with that. But it'll be, we'll be in any of the calls. So in the individual calls where you can purchase just one-off calls, we can use that time together however you want. If you want to talk nutrition, we can talk nutrition. If you want to talk, goals outside of nutrition, if you want to create an action plan, if you just want somebody to vent to, if you just want somebody to bounce ideas off of and brainstorm with, we can do whatever you want. With the all access pass thing, which again, I don't know what to call it. But with the all access monthly pass, we will be doing goal setting, action planning, and every week you will get like probably homework assignments. I don't want to call it homework, but like we're going to come up with tasks with the expectation that you're going to do them, because we want you to take the steps to reach your goals. And then every week we're going to go through and reassess those action plans. What's working, what's not, what can we change, how can we fix it? And it's going to be an ongoing process. So that's like the big kahuna. When I launch, I'm only going to launch a select number of openings for that. So if I wanted to concentrate on an immune boosting diet, could you do that? I cannot technically medically prescribe a meal plan for you because I do not have a medical degree. So I can't, can I go to, oh, baby. I can't be like, I cannot prescribe diets. I cannot prescribe supplements. I cannot prescribe anything. That's not to say that you and I can't work together and I can't do a little bit of research to figure out what is an immune diet, and then you'll do some research, I'll do some research, we'll come together and we could come up with a theoretical plan for you to try. But I cannot medically say I can prescribe you this diet. Now, a lot of people I know are going to be working on things like Weight Watchers and iTrackbites, things that are already like prescribed and I just know how to work them. And with calories and macro counting, that I know how to do, that I can help you with. And we can discuss the better food choices to help you stick to that plan. But I can't medically prescribe you anything. Does that make sense, Susan? Just to, again, keep all of the liability, as it were, keep everything safe and kosher, all that jazz. And I saw while I was talking about that, keep hitting me with other questions, but I saw a whole conversation happen while I was talking. I know I'm under my maintenance calories and I'm down 0.6. Yay! I think I just need to stick with it till my mindset shifts and I get used to not eating, thinking about food 24/7 again. Yes, definitely. Remember, Rosie, my friend, take it one day at a time. One day. Tomorrow, your only goal is to end the day on plan. That's it. You just got to do tomorrow. Can you do tomorrow? That's all you got to do. I don't want you to worry about a week from now, a month from now, 10 years from now. Just tomorrow. It was so good. Yesterday was Raspberry Siggies. Today with their new lower sugar blueberry. Ooh. Square is better than PayPal and more secure. You'll be a great coach. Which to you is better? Better balance or calorie counting? I'm going to assume that everybody has already answered in the way that I would answer. There is no best plan. There is no better plan. The plan that is better for you is the plan that you will follow on a consistent basis. I know I sound like a broken record, and I know that sounds like such a cop-out answer, but I swear to you, it is the truth. Nothing is going to work unless you're willing to do the work. So if you are a fan of the Better Balance plan, do the Better Balance plan. If you're a fan of calorie counting, do calorie counting. It doesn't matter as long as you stick to it. Hello. Better late than never. No problem. I'm going to assume that that's what everybody says. So give me a second to scan. It really depends on what works for you, what fits your lifestyle. Yep. What works best varies per person. It's not one size fits all. When I get bored with Better Balance, I switch to calorie counting and vice versa. I like to change and get bored easily. I'm using Carb Conscious. So if I wanted to concentrate on me, that was Susan. I've lost 185 pounds with WW, but I'm bored now. I've gained 30 during COVID, and I need to get with it. So it's entirely up to you. I mean, the option is do what you know, and you can do that on iTrackbites as well, or do something different. They are fundamentally very different because the perk of Better Balance is you don't have to track a lot of things, right? And the exact opposite is true in calorie counting. You literally have to track everything. And I don't mean like guesstimating. If you want to do it spot on, you gotta weigh everything or measure everything, So are you willing to do the work to calorie count? Because if you're not willing to do the work, it's not gonna work. But if you're willing to do the work, it's a great method. That's a method I am personally using. We have a food scale that lives on the counter. And I think, I could be wrong, but I have observed my father-in-law has been trying to figure out how the food scale works. Like, how do you zero it out and whatever. So I think, because my husband weighs his food, I weigh my food, and now my mother-in-law is weighing her food. So I think he's now interested in weighing his food too, just to have the knowledge, just to have the understanding. So you have to do the work to count the calories, but it's a great system if you do the work. I just signed up for iTrackbites and started doing Carb Conscious because I'm addicted to carbs this week. For clarification, Carb Conscious is not a low carb plan. It's literally just about being aware, and you get perks. You get lower bites values for fiber, which means you're still eating carbs, but you're eating fibrous carbs, which are the good carbs. We like those carbs. We love fiber. Fiber is very, very good. Holy cow, 185. That's incredible. I love the iTrackbites app better than Weight Watchers. Hello. Good to see you. I didn't see you sneak in there. I mean, like better food choices, like anti-inflammatory foods, not providing vitamins, but just provide good nutrients with me. Yes, you and I can talk through all of the nutrition options. I am here to do that with you. I would love to help you design a plan. We'll work with it together as long as everybody understands that it is not a medically prescribed plan, and always talk to your doctor and all that jazz. And this is literally the kind of stuff that has prevented me from launching, because I have to make sure I have my verbiage right, because I trust all of you to be like, yeah, I understand that this is how it works. But there are people that will be like, I want a coach, and they think that a coach means that they're going to solve all of their problems for them. And that's not what a coach does. A coach helps guide you through you doing the work. It's not my job to do the work. It's your job to do the work. Susan, I know you're somebody who's willing to do the work. So you and I know would get along great, and be able to discuss stuff and possibilities and ideas, and then have you go forth and do them. But there are people in this world that think getting a coach is going to solve their problems because the coach does the work, and they are sorely mistaken. I'm retired and doing carb conscious too. I learned I can eat too much bread if not tracking. For me, I like the carb conscious still factors in calories more than Smart Points plans, but I don't need to be as meticulous as I was when I was counting calories. He's peer pressured to weigh his food. Yeah, I don't know if it was just out of genuine curiosity. I have no idea what inspired it, but I noticed him do it the other day, and I was like, I didn't say anything. I just thought it was a really interesting observation. I know you touched on this, but I feel strongly that weighing food is key. 100%. I do too. I don't like measuring. I like weighing. I will never not have a food scale. I love having a food scale. And like even at my parents' house, I know that there's a food scale. And at my grandparents' house, that week I was there for Thanksgiving, I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I made the best choices I could, but I was like, I'm at a loss. I don't have a food scale with me. It's weird. Like it's just part of what I am now. I saw this fiber supplement at Ulta called Sparkle Fiber or something like that, and it was literally a glittery holographic box that made me think it makes your poop sparkle. My sister and I were disappointed. Oh my gosh, Sparkle Fiber. It's supposed to make you sparkle, because when fiber's in your body, good things happen, and when everything else is going right, then you know. Measuring spoons, more dishes to wash. Amen. That is, honestly, that is one of the things that, like, I'm like, I use the food scale because I literally only have to dirty the one dish, and that's the dish I'm putting my food on. It's awesome. I guess I need to get a food scale. I highly recommend one, Jennifer. I highly do. They're not all that expensive. Under $20 for a solid food scale. Okay, that's good, and I understand. I do lots of research. I lost all my weight on WW eating whole foods, no low fat, no sugar free. Now I want to eat for optimum health. I love that so much, Susan. And I would argue that you probably have a lot you could teach me too. Like, truly. Don't bother. Just go to Now Foods Acacia Fiber. It's cheaper. Yes, 100%. I don't know what Kim said. Oh, I'm gonna go look it up. Now Foods Acacia Fiber powder. The price is right. The quality is exceptional. Not an ad. Good stuff. I bought psyllium husk fiber here, but I don't have acacia fiber, and I wish I did. And I placed an Amazon order today. Guys, I was able to order, get this, reorder peppermint mocha nut pods and toasted marshmallow nut pods. They're both still on Amazon, just in case you needed to know that. So I ordered that today, and I didn't think to order freaking acacia fiber powder. I also ordered, Lindsay, you're still here, right? That magnesium gel that you ordered on my behalf, you still liking that? Because they didn't have the lotion, which is what I currently use, but I have the, I ordered the gel, which I think is what you said you ordered, and I just want to make sure that it's solid. And acacia fiber does not thicken. Psyllium husk fiber thickens. Acacia fiber leaves things thin. So if you don't want things to thicken up, acacia fiber is the way to go. Okay, awesome. I thought you did, and I was going to text you, but I know you're here, so I figured I'll just ask you here. Tomorrow's my weigh-in day after being on WW for a week, so we will see what happens. Yeah, are you enjoying it, Christina? Are you feeling that it is similar to have you had to change a lot for your weight loss surgery diet and the way you've been eating, or is it pretty much the same? Are you eating a little bit more? Are you eating a little bit less? I'm very curious to know. For those of you that do not know, first of all, Christina Voss is my sister, and which is why when she starts quoting people, it's Alice, my niece, who's talking to the TV and doesn't realize I can't talk back. But she had weight loss surgery. When was that? A year and a half ago now? And has lost a whole bunch of weight. But weight loss surgery people have a very different diet that they're supposed to adhere to than the regular, hey, let's count calories or count points and count bites and lose weight people. So she's had to eat very differently. 17 months ago, about 200 pounds. Yeah, so she's basically killed it. Does acacia help the poop? Yes. Yes, it does. Any fiber will help the poop. And I'll say poop. I don't care. I'm sure Alice is getting a kick out of this since the little child is obsessed with poop. So, yes. So I'm curious to know for insurance things, like her insurance will do like some wellness thing and encourage you to lose weight and get healthy by offering you a weight loss program. And the program this year is Weight Watchers. So she's like, well, guess I'm joining Weight Watchers. So I sent her over to Ivana's meetings, and I was like, at least go see one of my friends to do your meetings. And so she's been on a week now. So yeah. So I'm just curious to know what's different. I've been having to have Premier Protein Shake to meet my protein goals. What is your protein goal? Out of your protein goal for your weight loss diet, for your surgery diet, for what do you want to call it? I don't even know what you want to call your not Weight Watchers diet. But you need to eat Premier to meet that qualification or a Weight Watchers qualification. I have 2 tablespoon measuring spoon in my acacia fiber. I've added a scoop to my, yep, I do that too. I have a measuring scoop in my acacia fiber bottle, and it lives in there because I use it all the time at home. I can't handle how it separates. Wait, what are we talking about? What separates? I missed something. Peppermint mocha's almost gone. I was going to message you about that. Yep, oh, the separating. So here is a very interesting thing. Guys, for those of you that have experienced separation with your nut pods, what roast are you putting it in? Because I use the Starbucks Cafe Verona dark roast coffee every single day. It does not separate. It does not separate. I kid you not. Anytime that I have, like the whole 2 times it's happened, I've gone to, or no, it happened at home too. When I have purchased a different roast coffee, medium roast coffee or light roast coffee. When I went to a coffee house here, we went to a coffee shop and sat outside because we're in Florida and we can do that. So it was amazing. I went to my first outdoor dining experience since COVID hit. I brought my creamer with me because I'm a dork, right? It's the acidity. Exactly. I poured the creamer in, instant separation. Instant. It's the roast of the coffee that's the problem. So if you don't want your nut pods to separate, you got to use dark roast. Now you know. The more you know, ladies and gentlemen, which I also have something to say about that. Let's see. Tried Noom. It was awful. 70 pounds on Weight Watchers. Light is the worst. It's the acidity. Don't like dark. It's probably something else. Used Starbucks light roast for a while, so that's probably what I used. Yeah, the light roast will separate. The acidity has got to have something to do with it because it's only happened when I haven't been drinking dark roast coffee. It's insane. It's insane why you haven't had the separation. Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's just what happens. Like, the first time it happened, I was like, this is disgusting. What is happening? Luckily, it tasted okay, and I could, as long as I didn't look at it, I could drink it. But the second time it happened, I was like, what is different here? And it's the roast level of the coffee. That's what it is. And peppermint, but didn't like it too much. I wasn't thrilled with the holiday nog, which I was fine with. It came in a 3-pack. I really top choices. I have to have some toasted marshmallow again. But my top 2 contenders are peppermint mocha and toasted marshmallow. And so I was thrilled that both of them are still available. And even though I have like 4 or 5 containers of nut pods at home in Minnesota, I ordered 6 more containers because I couldn't help myself. Sorry, I got distracted by Jennifer's question. My husband drinks dark, so maybe I'll have to try again. Yep. How are you feeling? Still discomfort. So yes and no. Right now I'm feeling really good. But especially as I lift and I do things like, it depends on the time of day. It depends on the day. Here is what I have discovered. I know that I have to be more diligent about the fact that my neck is sore all the time, and I'm also been having lower back issues. Fun fact, I'm going to call her my masseuse. My mother-in-law's masseuse, but she does me sometimes. When she was massaging me a couple weeks ago, I was telling her my right hip flexor has been bothering me. And like, it gets real tight. When I sit for too long, standing up hurts. Like, it's been giving me problems. And regularly I get aches in my lower back. Not like sharp stabbing pain, but like a really dull but very uncomfortable ache in my lower back. She told me that, believe it or not, the hip flexors are connected to the lower back. So perhaps stretching one will help with the other. And so as my lower back has been bothering me, I will stretch my hip flexors, and lo and behold, it helps. So awareness of what my body is doing and what I can do to help has been helping a lot, but my pain has not completely gone away. But I remembered that, like, oh, this magnesium lotion that I was just talking to Lindsay about, I was like, I brought this. Why don't I use this on a regular basis? It helps. It helps. I don't know if it eases the muscle. I don't know what it is. But it helps. And there is an understanding that with my disease, like, chronic pain is a thing. I don't know if this is pain that's being caused by the CMT and I'm just stuck with it, which is fine. I'm looking for ways to be able to, like, right now I feel good. Right now I feel good. Sometimes if I sit on the couch that they have here for too long, that causes an ache in my neck, and none of it is like sharp stabbing pain. It's all like tightness and achiness. It's crazy. Hi, Amy. Good to see you. So I don't know, but I'm doing better than I was. I saw the word Nespresso. The Nespresso machine is one of those things that I'm like, I feel like I need this in my life. But also, I'm thoroughly enjoying my drip coffee from my $20 coffee pod. So do I really need the Nespresso in my life? Will I still enjoy drip coffee in the morning? And, like, should I have Nespresso as, like, my afternoon treat? Like, is that something? Because I'm also listing out, like, rewards as I hit weight loss milestones on my cut and everything like that. I'm like, what things do I actually want to reward myself with? Is getting, like, a fancy coffee maker like the Nespresso worth it? Will it be fundamentally life-changing for this coffee lover? You know? I don't know. Kind of want to try that lotion. Coaches cannot adjust in the information. We're talking about Noom. We're talking about all sorts of things. Does Noom tell you your calorie allowance? Noom tells you how many calories you get. I was on Noom, and I was only eating 800 to 1,000, and they had me at like 1,921. Oh, gosh. A friend was on it, and she told me she doesn't know how many calories she got in a day. I was so confused. Interesting. Best purchase ever. For the life of me, I could never make a decent pot of coffee. Nespresso is my life. No one can talk to me till I have my coffee. Yes, yes. Oh, everyone's saying I need an espresso machine. Interesting. Because I see people, I get influenced. I see my friends on Instagram, and they're all buying their fun Nespresso pods, and every time I see it, I'm like, do I need this in my life? So the Nespresso, so my beef with Keurig, no offense to anybody that has a Keurig and uses it, Keurig makes a crappy cup of coffee. It just does. And I don't know what took me years. For years, the reason there is a Keurig in my parents' house is because I wanted one. And so they've gone through several Keurig machines because I wanted one. Because I just thought it was so cool to be able to use a pod to make my coffee, whatever. And as I got older and, I don't know, required stronger coffee, I was like, I don't know, one day I woke up and was like, this is crap. Ew, like, this is water coffee. This isn't robust and filling and satisfying coffee. So my husband and I went back to like I said, $20 coffee pot from Target. It was actually like $17. It was super inexpensive. And I make a good pot of coffee. My rule is 1 tablespoon per cup. It's a lot of coffee, but it's real good. But fun fact, it is still less than the guidelines at Starbucks. So I make just a strong pot of coffee. And it's game-changing because I hated my Keurig. So an espresso makes a high-quality cup of coffee and not a Keurig-quality cup of coffee. Because that's the important differentiator there. Because the concept is the same. But if the results are different, that could be good. Do you have this constant, is this Joel's fault or CMT's thought? Yeah, I never know. I never know if any pain that I am in is outwardly my fault from doing something or just my day. No idea. My dad likes his Clio machine, but I prefer Mr. Coffee Maker. I'm just too lazy to make coffee most mornings. I have a Keurig in my attic. I love Nespresso, but don't forget it's like 70 cents per capsule. Yeah, so it would likely be something that I use as like an afternoon treat, right? Hi, Dad. Speaking of my dad, the other coffee drinker in the house, although my sister drinks coffee now, but my dad was the only other person that drank coffee. Dad, Keurig coffee, good or not good? Because I'm convinced it's just not good anymore. K-cup coffee. Go to the Nespresso store when things are normal again and try it there. It's much stronger. If you like dark, you'll probably like it. All right, all right. I have Keurig as well, but really strong coffee, so I brew a K-cup on strong and add 2 shots of espresso. Oh my gosh, Kim. That's why you're so positive all the time. You start your day with a bunch of espresso. I weigh out my whole beans and grind enough to make my coffee. My sister and I gave our Keurig away too. Make sure it's an Espresso Virtuoso Plus. It comes with a milk frother. Nothing like a Keurig. High quality and no constant. Okay, cool. And I can't do the work the night before because I like grinding beans fresh. Yeah, I hear that. All right. I want to tell y'all, who has not heard my FYI that I posted on my Instagram stories today about how, yes, I admitted I was wrong and gave false information yesterday, and I figured out the equation that iTrackbites uses to create your calorie count on the secondary metrics feature specifically. Did anybody miss that? Does anybody want me to go over that? Because I literally sat there today and was like, I'm going to figure this out once and for all. And I started switching things around in my tracker. I turned on Sugar Smart. I turned off manual mode. I did all of the things to figure out what the heck's actually happening. Because yesterday, every time I do a takeover, I get a million people asking me, but children, right? I get a million people asking me, why when I turn on secondary metric, do I have so many calories? And I vaguely remembered remember, I started iTrackbites like 2.5 years ago. 2.5 years ago, long time. So a lot has changed since then. I vaguely remember the first time I turned on secondary metric, it was like a 2,000 something calorie offering to me. And so in my mind, I was like, definitely that's maintenance mode. And all of the feedback I've been getting over the years of like, this number's too high, this number's too high, this number's too high. I'm like, this must be what they're doing. That is no longer the case. When you turn on secondary metric maintenance, or secondary metric calories, the number that pops up is in fact still intended for you to be in a calorie deficit. Here's how I figured out what was happening. As with all calorie calculators, it takes a couple of things that you put into your profile into consideration. Your age, your weight, your height, your gender, right? It also takes into consideration what you declared as your level of fitness activity, your level of activity. Light, hi Javier, light, moderate, whatever, right? It takes all of those things into consideration, okay? So just for fun, I turned on Sugar Smart today and I was like, all right, let me turn off manual mode and let me turn on my secondary metric. And it gave me 1,856 calories. Okay. I was like, if I use Jordan Syatt's formula, his general formula, goal weight times 12, I'm like, this is not far off. Okay, I accept that number. I switched back to Calorie Command without turning on manual. So I wanted iTrackbites to tell me what my calorie count was going to be. And it gave me 1,608. I was like, that's interesting. Both of these numbers are legit, but when I go to Calorie Command, it's still less. Interesting. Fine. You too, Javier. So then I went in settings and started to look around. I'm like, what's different? What's off? What could play a role in this? When you are on the Calorie Command plan and the Calorie Command plan only, one of the additional settings that you can change is at what rate would you like to lose weight? 0.5 pound a week, pound a week, 1.5 pounds a week, 2 pounds a week. Mine was set to 1 pound a week. And it was 1,608, which was actually really gratifying for me because my current range that I set for myself based on my maintenance numbers was 1,600 to 1,700 calories. So I was spot on without even trying, which was awesome. But that aside, I was like, okay, I have it set to 1 pound a week. Let me flip it to 0.5. 1850, what did I say, 56? 1856. The number matched the number that it gave me when I was in Sugar Smart mode. So the lesson I learned here, and I am declaring to the rest of you all, I'm still waiting for permission to actually go on iTrackbites Instagram and tell people about it and be like, I was wrong. Let me tell you what actually is the right information. So when you turn on secondary metric on iTrackbites for any bites plan, it is getting your calorie count from your age, your weight, your height, your gender, your activity level, and under the assumption you want to lose 0.5 pound a week. There is no way to change that. That's the calorie number that you're getting for secondary metrics. So, in summary, you should, in theory, still be able to lose weight on the number that iTrackbites gives you when you turn on secondary metric for calories. However, everybody is different. You are your own science experiment. It is on you to figure out what numbers actually work for you. Try the numbers out. If you want to go higher and see if you can actually reach that calorie count and stay on plan and do all the things and still lose weight, more power to you. But it's your job to figure out if the numbers work for your body, because every body is different. But numerically, the equation is that. It's all of your information, assuming you want to lose half a pound a week. You're welcome. I felt very good. I'm like, I figured it out. It's like I solved what is the meaning of life. Like that's what I felt like I did today. I was like, holy cow, this is what it is. So now I can go forth and be more informed than I was yesterday and share that information with you guys. Let's see. 9-week challenge, coaching, iTrackbites, secondary metric, and more. I've officially covered everything that is in the title of my video. So what would you all like to chat about today? Is there anything that you want me to continue to talk about? Is there any completely other question, completely unrelated to anything that we've talked about that you would like to chat about tonight? I am all ears. You're welcome. Many people have thanked me for that today, and many people have also thanked me for being willing to admit that I was wrong. Believe it or not, your diva can admit when she's wrong. So the more you know, right? And I'm all for, if I'm told I'm wrong, as long as I can find what right is, great. Prove me wrong, and I'm willing to admit that I'm wrong. No problem. And I actually had a great conversation with a girl last night on the iTrackbites account who was one of the people that was like, I don't think that that's right. I don't think that that's actually maintenance calories, because the calories it's giving me, I'm using and losing. And she had 2,300 calories. I was like, holy cow. Holy cow. I'm like, seriously? You're losing weight? She goes, yeah. She's 25. I'm like, what's your activity? She goes, I chase my toddler around. I was like, girlfriend, you are one of the lucky ones. But she and I had a great conversation, respecting each other's disagreements and everything. She followed me on Instagram and I followed her back. And once I figured this out today, I actually messaged her and I was like, hey, thank you for planting the seed of I might be wrong. I did some research and here's what I found. And she went back and watched my stories and she's like, this is amazing. First of all, good for you for deciding to research. But she goes, I didn't know that. I knew that my number was right, but I didn't know how my number was being calculated. This was very helpful. So it was a day of learning for everybody. There are so many capsules to choose from. Light, dark roast, espresso shots. Pods have a barcode. Machine reads. You get crema on top. I'm sorry. You scan the pods and the machine knows which pod it's making? What? That I did not know. My calorie secondary is spot on for the 0.5 per week. Great. No doubt you're going to be a great coach. My head is spinning from that iTrackbites. It was... I'm glad I figured it out. I really am. Because I was like, I don't even know. I'm now distracted by researching programmable coffee bakers, with built-in grinders. I know that exists, but I don't know if you can grind, like if you can set it up to grind first. I don't know. Now I'm thinking about coffee. Guys, you want to hear a funny story about coffee? While y'all, I'm open, waiting for questions and topics to discuss, but my darling husband, last night he decided to make the coffee. Remember, I usually make the coffees before bed, right? I set the coffee maker up and everything, and he'll make it on the weekends because he gets up before me. And so last night, he went to go make the coffee before bed. I was like, wow, this is great. So I went to the bedroom to go get ready for bed because he was going to make the coffee. I was going to take the dog, whatever. Turns out that my darling husband set all of it up. And then instead of hitting the program button, he hit the power button. So apparently my mother-in-law smelled something burning or whatever. Like, that smell that like something that gives off heat gives. She couldn't smell the coffee. She could smell something burning upstairs. Like, she's like, what is that smell? So apparently this perturbed her enough where she came downstairs at midnight. And I heard, we were still awake. Like, I don't even remember what, but I remember hearing someone rummaging in the kitchen. I'm like, that's odd. When my in-laws go to bed, they usually don't come back down. I didn't think anything of it. But, so she came back down. This morning, there is a note next to the coffee maker that says, came down at midnight and found this on and hot. Unplugged it. Sorry. And so I wander out there, and my husband's like, yeah, apparently I turned on the coffee pot last night. So I turned it back on, but I don't know how long it's going to take for the coffee to reheat. So this morning we drank coffee that was brewed at midnight last night. I was like, oh, A for effort. But next time I'm going to check to make sure he hits the right button. And the kicker is, if I would have come back out in that kitchen for any reason, I would have caught it and I would have stopped it. But I didn't come back out. There's your funny coffee story. I was like, that is honestly something that has never happened before. He's had the moment of making coffee and not putting, good night. He's made coffee before and not put the carafe back in. So he's made coffee all over the countertop. That has happened before. But he's never done this. So there's my fun coffee story. Anyway, didn't one of your first live streams before they were regularly scheduled lead to you getting a coffee grinder? Oh, it absolutely did. The coffee grinder is on the, now granted, here's the truth. We haven't been using the coffee grinder. We've been buying Starbucks at Sam's Club because it's easier and because I can program the coffee pot. And at this point in time, I have decided that being able to pre-program the coffee pot to go off before I wake up is of higher priority than fresh ground beans. So what I've been doing, and I had somebody send me at the beginning of the pandemic when I was like, all right, tell me your favorite coffees. I actually had somebody send me her favorite whole beans from her local coffee shop, which was so very sweet. I am always on board for getting gifts of coffee. So she sent me this, and of course I'm like, I want to use it, but I don't set up I don't grind my coffee fresh because programming and everything. So my ground coffee has become if we need an extra boost, say late morning or mid-afternoon, that's when I fresh grind the coffee, and we use the specialty beans that people have sent us, and it's a nice little experience for a little something different other than the Starbucks that we just buy on repeat. Because we literally buy the same coffee. The only time I don't buy the Cafe Verona is when the Holiday Blend comes out. Then I buy Holiday Blend at Sam's Club until it goes away, and then I'm back to buying the same old coffee again because we can't beat it. It's just so strong and delicious. Let's see. I see that Kim asked a question. Here we go. Do you do a separate abdominal workout on top of your regular strength training? Currently, I do not, but I should. But I do not. Primarily because when I would go to the gym, I would always do a little something extra with abs and whatever. I do like an elliptical, some weights, and some abs, right? But Joel integrates core into every single workout. The last element of every Lift 4 workout is core. And I'm trying to remember, but was that true in 10 rounds too? Now I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure we had a core component. And I guess 10 rounds was the core component. So no, not normally, but I really should. And that's just on me because I need this core to get stronger. I really do. A local coffee roaster near me makes pretty decent coffee in tea bags. Oh, interesting. And that's why I want the programmable coffee maker with the built-in grinder. It makes perfect sense. And so wait, Sarah, does your coffee maker, not that I need a new coffee pot, but if I ended up having to get a new coffee pot, your grinder turns on and grinds first thing in the morning and then makes the coffee happen? Is that how it works? Like it's the whole thing? You can program the whole thing and get fresh ground coffee? Because that would be worth... I'm going to need you to send me your coffee pot. The link to your coffee pot, rather. Just so I have that in here. For whenever we decide that it's time for a new coffee pot. So apparently I need this coffee pot, and then apparently I also need an espresso virtuoso machine. Y'all are bad for me. I thought it was my job to influence you, and instead it's going in reverse. I can vouch for the core on Lift 4. Yep. Today I did back and biceps part of lift, skipped a core, and added a 2-mile walk. Hey, that works too. There's a lot of times that my husband doesn't do the HIIT and he just does the lift too. Oh, here comes the yawn. The jaw is getting tight. There's a 10-minute core workouts on Apple Fitness. Oh, I did say that I was going to do that once I was off my workout week. I need to remember to do that. If I don't do that by the end of the week, can you remind me, please? Maria, go turn on your heater. Speaking of reminders. Put Big Hopper in the top. I have such a hard time not hurting my neck during the core part. I feel that, and I don't know what that's about. I need to talk to a physical therapist about that. Because what I want to understand is, because I'm somebody, I always engage my neck. I know you're not supposed to. I don't know how to not do it. So for me, I need to know if it is due to muscular weakness or if it is due to me doing something wrong. So, because in that case, I just need to know, like, do I need to strengthen my neck? Is my neck weak? For me, it's very possible. I don't actually know, but it's very possible. So I was just something I need to know because it hurts. And then I don't know if all of my neck issues are derived from the core workouts that I do. It's all connected, or maybe it's not. What is the magnesium gel? Hold, please. I sent this link to my mother-in-law earlier today. Oh, look, it's right here. Can I copy this link? Sure can. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. There's your magnesium gel. It doesn't ship until like February 14th or something, but the brand I have purchased, I think I'm on my 3rd or 4th bottle of the lotion. The lotion itself is currently not available, but the gel is, and when I started talking about the magnesium, Lindsay went to go order it, and she ordered the gel because the lotion was unavailable, and she vouches for the gel. I also noticed, and I might have to go back and order this too, that there's like a roll-on version that has arnica in it, which is what you guys were talking about when I was complaining about my problems a couple weeks ago. So I might go back and order the magnesium and arnica blend as well, because at the very least, I can just slather myself and stuff. Lindsay, another important question. Does the gel smell of plastic and vanilla like the lotion does? Is there a smell? Because I ask that because, have I told you guys about the smell of this lotion? This lotion is incredibly effective. No smell. That might be even better. That is even better. This lotion is amazing. It is one of my favorite things, and I never want to be without it in my life. It's that good. But it smells like an old... oh my gosh, what are they called? I almost said My Little Pony, and that's not it. Strawberry shortcake. When I was a kid, you could buy strawberry shortcake toys, and like their skirts popped up over them, and then they'd be cupcakes, and then you can pop the skirt down, and then they were people, and the little girl was inside, and they were all scented. This lotion smells so strongly of that fake vanilla smell that it's almost outrageous. If I didn't get a childhood flashback from it, I would think it's a little too much. But because I get a flashback from it every time, I'm like, this is hilarious. So the lotion smells strong. But apparently the gel does not. So that's actually very exciting that my husband will complain less about the gel, because some of the stuff I put on, I also have this amazing bottle of like arnica and like CBD stuff that my mother-in-law bought for Eric's grandpa. And he wouldn't use it because there was CBD in it. So I started complaining. She's like, well, someone's got to use it. It was like a $60 bottle of stuff. And it is so strong, but this stuff smells like, have you guys ever heard of mentholatum? Am I saying that right? No one from my family is online anymore. Mentholatum is this gel that smells so strongly of menthol. So strongly. It's like Vaseline meets someone dumped peppermint oil in it or something. It's so strong. And I have vivid memories of my great aunt having this in her room. And she would put a little bit of it on her nose every night because it would help her breathe. That is what this CBD gel smells like. So now I have my childhood strawberry cupcake things. It smells like, yes, Vicks on steroids. That's exactly what it smells like. It's whoo! This CBD gel smells just like that. So I put all sorts of pretty smelling things on happening. I tell you what. Oh, man. But yeah, mentholatum, I don't even think they make that stuff anymore. I used to love it because as somebody with chronic allergies and everything, when I was at her house, I'd put a little bit on too because it helped. And then my mom would buy it in lieu of Vicks. So whenever we were sick, that's what we would put on our nose instead. That must have been a family thing. I don't know. Need a little Bengay. Seriously. Seriously. Slap on a little bit of Bengay. What else can I put on there? Just oil me up. I'm like the freaking Tin Man of lotions that help you with things. Jeez. The texture kind of makes your skin stick to your clothes, but it does go away once it gets soaked in. Yeah. If I put too much of the lotion on, a little bit goes a long way, but I do notice I'm sticky afterwards. Let's see. That might be why I always seem to strain something when I do lift 4. I always have painful neck shoulder thing, even when I didn't feel like push myself. Yeah, it could be just the core stuff, truly. I told you arnica gel, no fragrance. My surgeon had me use it for pain relief after surgery, and it's a miracle. It's definitely on my list. Arnica is in the gel that I'm currently working on using up, and I think I'm going to have to, per your recommendation, Susan, I'm going to have to get the magnesium roll-on that has the arnica in it. Well, because why not? Why not? The Cake brand Milk Maid Velveteen Hand Cream smells like that. I love it. My Little Ponies is how I described it. Okay, yeah. I've been transitioning to all fragrance-free skincare, still working on finding the perfect sunscreen. I need to find this Golden Girls clip of Sophia getting ready for bed and send it to you. Oh gosh, I probably am just like Sophia. Oh, she was so funny. She was so funny. Yes. Oh my gosh, y'all. Yes. Okay, just making sure that I was on. I did, in fact, cover all of my bases. So, yeah, all that magnesium lotion, the ab stuff. Good question, Kim. Your question is what spurred that entire conversation. So, yeah, core work. Good for the core, bad for the neck, but I'm working on it. I'm working on all of it, and I'm constantly, like, moving and stretching, and I'm going back to, like, the little exercises that I would do at PT or at the chiropractor, all that jazz. We watch Golden Girls every night. That show is hilarious. My mother-in-law and I are rewatching Friends, for me, like the billionth time. And it's just so funny. And it's I told you guys about White Collar last week, didn't I? Because we are very, very much enjoying that show. That was Eric's and my show. Then my mother-in-law started watching it with us, and now she likes it. And then my poor father-in-law walks in and starts to watch like a minute or two of it and then gets invested. And he literally last night, he was trying to go to bed. He stood behind us on the couch. He didn't stand on the couch. The couch is in the middle of the floor. He stood behind us while we were sitting on the couch the whole episode because he couldn't pry himself away from the television. He's like, I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. And he did not go to bed until that episode of the show was over because we're all loving it. It's such a good show. I realized that one thing I need to work on is sitting up. I can't sit up. I can do it in bed. I cannot do it just laying on the floor. I have to lean to one side and prop myself up on an elbow. My core is not strong enough, which should be a telltale that I really should work on core strength. I can sit up straight with my legs out in front of me. I need to sit cross-legged. Oh, you can't just sit there? It takes a while. I'm definitely the B. Arthur character. I think she was Maud. Yeah, she was. Oh my gosh, B. Arthur's hilarious. They're all hilarious. Oh my gosh, such a good show. Thank you for the link. You're welcome. It's extra exercise for me as well, as I strength train 5 days a week. But I guess does it do anything? Is it worth it? Is it considered a neat type of exercise? No, doing core work is not, it's not neat. It's a deliberate workout. So if you're doing, will it help you? Absolutely, it will help you. If the harder you do the workouts, the more you're going to gain from it. So if you take time to do an extra 10 minutes of solid core training, eventually your core is going to get much stronger from it. So I'm never going to tell you there's no benefit to any workout. Like, working out has its benefits. But if you want more neat, do things like take the stairs, go for walks, walk back and forth in the house. I only say that now. I literally, in this house, because the hallway is so long, like when I'm doing things like laundry, our room is the opposite end of the house from the laundry room. If I need to get my steps in, I will take a couple trips to get the laundry down there just to walk around. That is neat. Not a deliberate exercise choice. Dorothy. Yeah, Dorothy. Oh, she's so funny. It is neat. QB. Yeah, the QB is neat. Yes. Thinking of increasing calories to 2,200 this week. I should still lose 1 pound a week. I think it will ease me into it and not feel so hard. Yes, Rosie, I was thinking when you said, because what were you originally going to do? Like 1,600 like me? I was thinking that was too low for you. So definitely my philosophy, and I say this every week, if I ever sound like a broken record, it's just because I'm trying to drive the points home. My philosophy is not eat as little as you can to lose weight. My philosophy is eat as much as you can to lose weight, which is why I was so elated to find out that I was wrong about the whole secondary metric thing, because I want people to be able to eat more food. You know, so that's really great that that isn't maintenance and it actually is calculated based on losing weight. So 100%, Rosie, try 2,200 and see what happens. And then if you need to gradually decrease. Think of it as like a reverse diet. Give it a try. See what happens. During stretches when you're supposed to sit with your legs straight in front of you, I can't do it. I can't do it for very long. I have a question about steps. All right, what's your question? Oh, here we go. I noticed that I tend to not swing my arms when I walk. Do you think this makes a difference in the step calculation on the Apple Watch? With absolutely no expertise in this area whatsoever, I'm going to say yes. And here's why. My mother-in-law and I ran errands together on yesterday, right? I ended up with a significantly higher number of steps than she did, even though we walked the store. There were a couple times I branched off and got things, but really we walked the store together for the most part. And she was the one pushing the cart the whole time, which meant her. And for me, sometimes when I push the cart, because of the way my body moves, I think I still move the thing a little bit. She doesn't get steps when she's holding onto the cart. So I'm thinking when you don't move, you get fewer steps. One way to test that would be to go for a walk and look at your step count before you start, walk a mile, and then look at your step count again. Generally, this is very broad spectrum and not for me scientific at all. This is just a number I've heard. A mile is about 2,000 steps. So see what you ended up with. If you end up with 2,000-ish, great, then maybe you're okay. If you end up with a significantly lower number than that and you've walked a mile, then yeah, you probably are, you probably don't get the right number of steps that you earn. I bought my best friend a hat that was owned and signed by Rue McClanahan. Sometimes I feel like I don't sit down all day and I have like 4,000 steps. Yeah. And some days, like, it's hard to tell. So, and the reverse is true too. Oh, please don't screw this up. Okay, come on. Oh, am I back? Are we here? Are we good? Yeah, maybe. Whew. I don't think that was related to the fact I hit the button, but the timing was ridiculous. I literally hit the button. I was like, oh, look, it worked. And then it's like, you have no internet connection. Can't win. It's fine. I wouldn't be at all surprised if the internet went out because of the crazy wind that's been happening. I'm shocked we actually didn't have any problems. Not too shabby. Anyway, what I was going to say is the reverse could be true too. I have earned probably 1,000 steps sitting here live streaming because I talk with my hands. I haven't actually stepped anywhere, but because I move my hands, I'm earning steps. So the opposite is also true. You can earn steps from not stepping. I've gotten steps on my Fitbit by shaking the bottle of dressing. Exactly. Marie just made my point, or I just made her point. One of the two. I just did an experiment with my Fitbit. I sat on the couch and moved my arms and it registered as steps. And I was not happy about that. Yes. So that's exactly the point. As I'm sitting here talking. Now, granted, one could argue, especially for someone like me with weak arms to begin with, this is not an easy thing for me to be doing all the time. So I'm still burning calories doing this. Am I burning as much as if I was walking and moving my entire body weight in motion? No. But I'm still doing something. It's better than just sitting still. You know? Different levels of calorie burn. The joy of the body, right? Nothing can just be consistent Everything's got to be different and a range. Yes, my husband gets steps when he rides the lawnmower. There used to be something that I would do like that I was like, why is this giving me steps? Oh, whenever we'd be road tripping, sometimes they'd get the, you need to stand up, and then I would get the, you did it. I'm like, I didn't do anything. I don't get too many false steps, but I also have times when I walk around and get no steps, so I'm not worried about the ones I get. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, remember, at the step counters, don't get me wrong, your girl loves to hit her step goals. You guys know I love to gamify everything. I am pleased as punch to hear that I earned a yoga award today. So again, thank you, Lindsay, for bringing that to my attention. Like, I love gamifying the things, but frequently asked question is, do I eat back the calories I earn? And I say no, because I do not believe that the calories I earn are truthfully earned. There is a way to know. It is a very expensive way to know. You have to get like an actual test, and you have to have like actual equipment that'll be like, you burned exactly this many calories. The Apple Watch or the Fitbit or the Garmin or everything is not going to be able to tell you for your exact body how many calories you actually burned. It's going to give you a rough estimate, which is great, but the same goes for the steps. Like, it's nice to have an idea, and I have a generalized goal because I like to hit goals, and I think it's fun to have stretch goals and all those things. But I don't actually I don't look at a thing and go, this would be worth an experiment, actually, a couple of weeks in the thing. But like, has anyone ever gone on the Apple Watch to tell, I guess both of them tell you how many calories, but have you ever gone like, okay, there are 3,500 calories in a pound of fat. This week, I am going to earn 3,500 calories back. Has anyone actually tried that and then gotten on the scale to see if it made a difference? Like, I'd be real curious to know what the accuracy of that is. Because it would be really cool to be like, I'm just going to go ahead and burn a pound of fat. No problem. That would be a lot of work. Don't get me wrong. But you could do it. But if your Apple Watch tells you you are burning 3,500 calories, are you actually? Or are you burning, how much less than that are you actually burning? That's what we don't know. I don't know what the margin of error is on these things. So you take everything with a grain of salt, I guess. I don't know. When I wash dishes at the bakery, I hardly got any steps. And that's funny because when I meal prep, I get billions of steps. Billions of steps. And my feet go from like the stove to the counter to things. But my arms are so busy. And I guess it's, again, the way that I move, I get the steps. I started tracking for a step goal yesterday. I find it interesting how many calories I burn while I'm sleeping. Interesting. Yes. And I mean, so that's actually, how do you find out how many calories you burn while you're sleeping? I don't sleep with my watch on. So I guess it's just, do you sleep with your watch on and look at the graph or whatever? Or do you have a different app? I've also toyed with getting, like, the last thing I need in my life is another fitness tracker, but I'm very interested in like the Oura Ring. Have you guys heard of that? And it's a fitness tracker, but it's also mostly a recovery tracker. Like, it tracks your sleep, it tracks your heart rate while you sleep, your temperature, and your recovery. There's another thing that my trainer used to use or was using, I don't know if he's still using it, called, is it Whoop? W-O-O-P? Whoop or Woot or something like that. I think, and it's a strap that also, again, it talks about, its emphasis is good night, Melody. Thank you for coming. It is a emphasis on, like, it tracks your activity, but the emphasis of its tracking is on your recovery and not your actual activity. And so I think the Oura Ring does the same thing. And I would be so fascinated to get the Oura Ring, pop that sucker on my right hand, have my Apple Watch on my left hand, but I'd be able to sleep in the ring. And just track that information and see what information I can get while I'm sleeping. I think that would be so fascinating. I use the Sleep Cycle app every day, but I basically just use that to be like, look at my dips. Oh, I woke up here, and basically I look at it to tell me how much I've been snoring all night. It always makes me feel good first thing in the morning. It's awful. I bought the OXO food chopper based on one of your videos. I'm gonna make BA salads. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I want to make it as easy as possible. That food chopper, I miss having that food chopper here. I do. Because I've cut up onions and stuff for the meatloaf a couple times already, and I'm like, man, do I miss my food chopper. Sometimes I purposely swing my watch arm and look like a mad woman walking around the house. I mean, your kids aren't going to judge you. And if they do, so what? Let them walk around and swing their arms too. I'm sure they'll think it's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Her little boys are the cutest little boys. You have the cutest boys I've ever seen, Lindsay. Seriously. I sleep with my watch on. It resets to 0 at midnight. Oh, okay. Fitbit tracks my sleep, calories, heart rate, and analyzes my sleep. I love it. Yes. Okay, so you have a Fitbit. I used to sleep in my Fitbit all the time. But this one I don't, because if I don't charge it at night, it's going to die like the next morning or something. So I take it off and charge it every night, and I use Sleep Cycle to track my sleep. I kind of want the ring. And then the question is, do I really need it? Or if you can cut onions, you can definitely cut avocado. Seriously? I've cut it with a plastic butter knife before. I did not know that. I was under the impression that avocados had hard shells that would be difficult to get into. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it one day. The little cups are just so convenient, though, and portion controlled, which is also really nice. And then you don't expose the whole avocado to air and make it turn brown and gross. I didn't know that. I just presumed because it had a hard outside that it was hard to cut. Shows what I know. But yeah, I can cut onions. Let it be known, I don't cut them well, but I can cut them. And I can only cut them with my Cutco knives. I can't use like regular knives. I have to use like the really, really expensive knives. My WW coach has the Aura ring. Yeah, that's the one I want, is that ring. Does she love it? Because one of the coaches, who's also a precision nutrition certified coach that I follow, Katie Crocus, she has it too. She just got it and has been talking about it and how much she loves it. And I was like, oh. So the things that I've been reminded of in this chat are that I need an espresso machine. I need the coffee pot that has the grinder that will grind things up for you in the morning without you having to tell it to, or, you know, to set it up. And I need the Aura ring. And you're getting good avocado. Not that I know anything about avocados. That's true. That's true. I wouldn't know the first thing about how to pick an avocado. I don't know. I know where my strengths lie. Speaking of that, book club members, have you started The Lazy Genius Way yet? I started it today. First of all, I didn't know she was a Christian author. So when she started talking about Jesus in the Bible and the Proverbs 31 woman, I was like, hello. And I actually put the book down to Google this author to figure out if she was a Christian author or not. And I'm a chapter in, and I didn't want to put it down this morning. Like, I only read like the intro and the first chapter, and I had to go do stuff. I had a workout date with my mother-in-law, so I had to go get ready for that. But I think I'm going to be very into this book. I think I'm going to be very into it based on the foreword and the 2 chapters that I have read. I'm very excited about it. For those of you that don't know, we are reading The Lazy Genius Way. Give me a hot second here, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully this doesn't jack up the internet. The Lazy Genius Way. And I've heard amazing things about this book. I've heard amazing things. Lakin is a big fan of this book. All good things. And now that I'm reading it, I'm a big fan too. There is the link in case you are interested in it. And if you want to join the book club, feel free to join the book club. We'd love to have you. We had a great discussion this past week about the book This Year I Will, which was awesome. I'm really excited to dive into this one, though. I forgot what stemmed me off on that, but I'm getting good avocado. Not that I know. Oh, no, knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. That's what it was. She loves it. She's also Oprah's personal coach. I'm sorry, what? She's O's personal coach? That means you are 2 degrees, or what is it, 1 degree of separation or 2 degrees of separation from Oprah? Lady, you're a good person to know. I'm just throwing that out there. Man, that's awesome, Susan. That's really awesome. I'm a lucky gal to have her. You remind me of her. Oh, I am honored. I'm honored. Man, the pressure to be Oprah's coach. Like, Oprah coaches people. Although I guess that's not totally crazy, because I'm planning, I'm going to launch a coaching business. I hope to coach some of you guys someday. And I still am like, there are certain people I see online that are doing coaching and stuff too. And I always go, should I get this person to be my coach? There's nothing wrong with a coach having a coach. So, I guess that makes sense. Oh, but to be Oprah's coach? Man, how cool would that be? Wow. Borrowed the book from the library. We'll probably buy the book. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not that far in, 20 pages in, and I'm like, this is a keeper. This was a good choice. I'm very excited. There's a nice balance of the book stinging and making me laugh already. She is. Oprah came to our meeting. Oh, what? Is it Oprah in your profile picture too? Yes, yes. I noticed that you were with Oprah in your profile picture. That is so cool. Wow. I know cool people. The internet introduces me to cool people, and all of you are some of them. And it's fun to know that, like, I know people that are all over creation and know all these different people and do all these different things. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, friends, we're at that time. It is 9:30. Can you even believe it? Any last minute questions, comments, concerns before we go? This was fun. This was good. This felt good. I was tired. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm going to get downstairs and I'm still going to be tired. But I got the energy. The juice is flowing from you guys. So I appreciate that so very much. Mini avocados from Aldi Trader Joe's are roughly the same calories as avocado cups. Interesting. I will look into those. That might be worth me looking into, because I just don't want to waste a whole avocado and all that. That's me with Oprah at my highest weight. Okay. Oh, Oprah. I love it. I love it. All right, my friends. I am going to sign off for the evening. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. This was so much fun. Go to bed, Lissa. It's time for everybody to go to bed. I'm going to go take my makeup off, what little makeup I had on, and put a mask on my face, because why not? And yeah, wonderful. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Kim. I love all of you. Thank you for coming as always, and I will talk to you guys next week.